What's going on to you, Leos? So you Leos have the Queen of Cups, the Hangman, and then you Leos also have the King of Pentacles. So these three cards for you speaks to how you Leos ultimately, y'all are pretty much are on your own. Y'all are doing your thing, like I said before, right? And you know, uh, you got a lot of people pretty much looking, you know. If you're on the job, you got a lot of people kind of like now the atmosphere has shifted because now you don't really hang out with a lot of people like that. You're a lone wolf, you know. But at the same time, I want you Leos to still be able to communicate and get along with a lot of other people because for some reason on the job, you know, these job politics, they want you to do a good job, but they also want you to get along with other people and be nice, even though people are jerks. Like that's the stupidity, that's the dysfunction in it. It's like this is trying to blend two things like oil and water, trying to molecularly bond them, and it just doesn't go like that. And so, but what happens is that you Leos are doing your best to where, you know, not letting the politics on the job or the gym, as a lot of you will say, or wherever it is, really bother you, right? Yes, there's other people that's going to be involved, but it is what it is. You're not really upset about that. It's basically just another game. It's another day. And so why that's so important is because the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords. So the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords right here speaks to how you're not gonna let a little beef at work or the job or in your whatever, right, stop you. You're not gonna allow that to happen, right? You a lot of you Leos are learning to embrace it. Like, yeah, you know, you have problems socially. And the reason why you have problems socially is because a lot of people be tripping. A lot of people, their own insecurities show up, right? It's not you going to the gym and being like, oh, I, you know what I'm saying? I could bench press this much. I'm gonna try to see if I can make people jealous of this. Nah, people are watching, and some of them may be envious and jealous. Same thing when it comes to on the job, right? You may be getting bonuses. You may be employee of the month. You know what I'm saying? You may get an achievement for outstanding work, whatever it is, right? Um, you know, you may be hanging around friends and you may be the one that's very attractive because a lot of people look at you and they may be looking at the room and paying attention to the room. And so, because of that, whatever it is that you Leos are doing, you Leos are not really caught up with that. You Leos have kind of like, you Leos have brushed that off your shoulder because you're learning to embrace it for what it is. Like, you know, people are going to be mad. It is what it is. You know, only the person that doesn't, uh, only the person that doesn't take that too seriously or whatnot is going to really understand. Only the person that doesn't take that too seriously is really going to understand what it is that you're talking about, right? Only the person that's evolved enough to not be looking for validation will not care about that stuff. Because a person who's looking for validation goes to the gym to be like, I'm going to be able to bench press this much or whatever the case may be or what have you, just for the sake of trying to get people to look at me or whatnot, just to see, right? I want people to look and all that stuff. But then at the same time, they don't really pay too much attention to their workout. Or maybe they do, but part of it is getting people to stare, right? Or the job, whatever it is. Point is, you Leos are not preoccupied with that. And if a person can learn to get over that, they won't be preoccupied with it too, right? Then the two of you will have something to speak about, right? Because it is what it is. You know, you Leos, again, you can get attention anywhere that you want. And so the situation with that is the Six of Swords, again, but it takes a certain kind of person to get over themselves because that would mean that they would have to be doing internal work on themselves to be able to get over whatever kind of issues that they may have with you. They'd be able to see something in themselves that they have a problem with. They're making problems with you unnecessarily. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that regardless of the who to what, you Leos, whatever it is, whether it's romantically, familially, friendship wise, because I said romance, friendship wise, regardless of whatever it is, you Leos are not really too affected by it. You Leos are actually moving forward in a healthy way, because it's like you Leos are again, you're embracing that more. And what comes with that? What comes with that is people will have problems with you. They will want to have smoke. They will want to beef. That's something that you're going to have to become okay with. You understand what I'm saying? And this is something that you are going to have to, because of that, you're going to have to learn to become a one-person army, because you can't expect people to help you. And even if people help you, you got to expect the betrayal that comes with that, because they, a lot of people are in competition with each other. The jealousy shows up. Like, I don't know. A lot of human beings are weird. Like, I don't practice jealousy. That's not something that I do. So like when I'm hanging out with somebody or whatnot, I expect you to be a person of your word, because if you are a grown up, if you pass the age of 18 and you want to be taken seriously, you're going to have to practice what you preach. I practice what I preach. You're going to have to practice what you preach. You can't be on some stuff where you out here on some goofy stuff where you are dysfunctional, but then you trying to get respect. See, respect comes from you being a man respect comes from you being a grown-up of your word. That's where the respect comes from. See, a lot of people think that they could just do grimy stuff and then they get respect. And it's like they don't understand. Like, no, that's not how it is. How you're able to run roughshod is, what I mean when I say roughshod, I mean have your way, is that you got to practice what you preach. But I see my own self, how a lot of grown-ups, people over the age of 18, right? Grown-ups don't be practicing what they be preaching. But I do. And it don't look right for them, because they don't want you to get upset even though they're not practicing what they're preaching, right? And then when you stop caring about it, because they do it so much because they can't be trusted, then when you stop caring about it, that's when they want you to be paying attention. Because the moon card, the 6 of Cups, and the High Priestess represents how, like, these people now, again, they come back, they come back. But the thing about it is that what they don't anticipate, or what they don't think is happening, or they don't see coming, is the fact that you Leos don't care. You are emotionally processing what that means, meaning what your life is like, what your life moving forward is going to be like. You Leos are acclimating. You're understanding that because of the jealousy and the envy, you're going to have to learn to do a lot of things by yourself, because a lot of people are going to demonstrate a very weird way with you. It's very weird. It's going to be very odd, very obtuse. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be something where like you get help, because you got to understand, people help others sometimes that they see is beneath them. This is why I was way back, I was talking about how jealous / envious people don't want you to do anything, because they have to be the one that is on top, and not just on top they have to be on top by leagues. If they feel like you coming up and you making too much progress, too much self-improvement, especially if the self-improvement is quick and it's long-term and it sticks, they got too much problem with that, because now it's you getting up to my level. You're not You're not doing, you know what I'm saying? You're getting up to my level, and you'll even surpass me at this rate that you're going. Same thing when it comes to them. They help individuals that they see need help, but will never actually make improvements like that. And it's one big coven or one big dysfunctional group based upon, like I said, politics. And this type of hegemony comes from anywhere at any time. It doesn't matter on either side. It can come from one person, it can come from a group. And so the situation with that is that kind of mentality. A lot of you Leos understand what your life is like. You're working it out emotionally. You're going to have to be by yourself. You're going to have to be a one person show. You're going to have to be you. You understand what I'm saying? But to yourself, because most people can't be trusted. Not really. And you're working that out emotionally. You're processing that. So now when they come back, Six of Cups, the High Priestess, they don't have anything for you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you Leos already have processed those emotions, right? They, when I say those people, I'm talking about those same people who were super jealous of you and they were talking bad about you. Whoop-de-doo. Look at how they came back. But I told you it was going to be like this. But now it's what, right? Two of Swords, the Temperance. They got themselves into a fit of insanity for a minute. Because remember what I told you, that to be jealous or to be envious is you lose your mind. You inflate the ego becomes inflated, and then you also lose your mind. You start to go insane. It's a form of insanity. It's literally a form of insanity when you're jealous or envious. It's literally a form of insanity. And so that's what happened. This person was insane. So now, and the thing is that that's why it is that they're denying that. Two of Swords, that's why they're in denial. They're denying the fact that they were insane for a minute. That's why they were so jealous and envious. They don't like the fact that you Leos do what you do well. You don't dislike where you are. And whatever it is that you do, you make it look good. They don't like that, right? And so now it's this situation where they jealous and envious. They don't like that. But then they made a click, and then the first part of it is to include you in it. Then they start to make you feel the sting of what it feels like to exclude you slowly. And the situation is that now you Leos, you embrace that level of antagonizing, right? You embrace that, like, this is how it's going to be, because a lot of people are dysfunctional. They don't know how to move, because that's so stupid to include somebody just to begin to exclude them, right? And then you have other people in on it and down with it. That's a waste of time. That is a waste of time. That's a waste of the other person's time. It's like, and it is, because they just wasted their time, because now they're coming back and trying to get cool with you. But the Temperance is that you Leos have already done the internal work. You don't want them back, because you already knew what type of time it was. You knew from the minute, okay, this can't even be cordial. This can't even be friendly. This can't even be civil the way that you want it to be. Where the camaraderie is, it's on the job. Y'all know each other from the job. Y'all don't hang out with each other, but y'all have mutually agreed to be peaceful with one another on the job or the gym or wherever it is that you go. No, they're dysfunctional. So let's clarify the Temperance. Seven of Raphael, the new beginnings. Queen of Ariel, Queen of Gabriel, Page of Ariel. Yeah, you have other options that you are going and exploring. You're comfortable being by yourself. It's no thing for you Leos. The Queen of Ariel, Queen of Gabriel, Page of Ariel. Yeah, you don't mind not being cool with them. You don't mind not being cool with them. It is what it is. You're not upset about that. You know? They don't like you not being upset about it. But they have to be okay with that. A lot of you Leos, my suggestion to you is continue to be cordial with them, but you still just live your life outside of this stuff, because you have a whole life to live that you are living. You just need help on how to navigate them type of office politics a little bit, because people be goofy. Other than that, that's pretty much it for now. You Leos' lives are as well. It's got a lot of people that's jealous, envious. They got mad problems, and again, they're kind of insane. They don't really know whether or not they're coming or going. But you Leos are learning to navigate it. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. I'm at 22,330 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell. Set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Oh yeah, please make sure to come through and get a personal reading if you'd like to get a personal reading from me. I give a lot more information than I do in these readings. There's always more to talk about. Peace. Oh, the link to that is in the comment section below.